Welcome to the Co-Host Bros Podcast, where we break down everything short-term rentals, entrepreneurship, and building a profitable hospitality business. Whether you're a host, investor, or property manager, we share real strategies, real insights, and real experiences to help you scale smarter and grow faster. Let's dive in.
Yo. Welcome, everybody, to an episode of the Co-Host Bros Podcast. My name is Matt Codd, and today I am riding solo. All by myself. What am I going to do? That was a joke. That's why I said it that way. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you a tip of the week. Actually, probably two tips that's been going on with me lately, and that way maybe it'll help you. So I'm going to start this with onboarding a property. If you're onboarding a property, ensure that, that was my telephone. I forgot to put it on silent. Ensure that if you are onboarding a property, that you make sure you know how the amenities work. Make sure you know if there's a fire pit, where the key is, if it's hooked to natural gas, that kind of stuff. So I'll give you a little context. I onboarded a property recently. Had a fire pit hooked to the gas. Didn't even think about hey, where the fuck is the key at? Didn't even think about it. Didn't cross my mind. I'm like, cool, fire pit, great. Put in the listing. Oh yeah, house with fire pit, yada, yada, yada. Had a guest stay there this weekend, and they were like, hey, how do we turn on the fire pit? I'm like, okay. So I gave them instructions on how to turn on the fire pit, and they're like, okay, well, where's the key? And I'm like, oh yeah, it should be in the drawer. Well, come to find out. So these guests it was a reservation for 6. The house sleeps 7. There was 20 of them. They were having a party. They stayed for 2 days. And initially I should have just gave them the boot, for being, breaking the house rules and being over, occupancy. And they're out all hours of the night, in and out of the door until 5, 6 in the morning, all day long, nonstop. And it just kept getting different things kept happening, and they were outside smoking hookah all night and so on and so forth. And I'm like, all right, well, they're not having a rager, but they're being loud enough for the neighbors and in and out and too many people and that kind of stuff. And I was worried about the damage inside the property. So we had sent them a message the next morning and basically was like, hey, we got a little note from the neighbors just letting you know, so they're saying that you guys are in and out all night long, making a lot of noise and keeping them up. If you can just keep it down and stop being in and out all night, all hours of the night, that would be great. The neighbors would appreciate that. I really hope that you're enjoying your stay, blah, blah, blah. Well, one, the neighbors never told us shit. We just knew, obviously, right? And then 2, she messages back and she just says, oh yeah, I'm well rested. Thank you so much. Can I stay another day? And I'm like, okay, well, let me send you the request. Why not? At this point, it is what it is, right? So send him the request. She doesn't pay. She doesn't do anything all day long. It's 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, you know what? I'm canceling the request. She had told me prior, 1 o'clock, oh, my payment won't go through, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to cancel the request at 9 o'clock. So I canceled it out that night, midnight, messages again. Hey, can you resend that request? I wanted to stay an extra day. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let her sit and marinate on it. Because they were still in and out. There were still a bunch of people over there. And it was like, okay, well, fuck, no, I'm not going to have them stay another day, right? So next morning, get up, checkout day. And I'm like, okay, hey, I would have extended it for you, but I had to know by 4 p.m. yesterday because I have to let the cleaner know. So now she's going to charge me a trip charge, which is all bullshit. The cleaner would have been fine with it, but that's basically what I told her. Can't extend this stay. Can't have the cleaner coming. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I get a notification. There's a camera in the backyard. So it sees the fire pit. So I get a notification and I'm like, fuck, they're partying again. Are they going to leave or what? So it's 8:30 in the morning. And I look and I see, dude, bends over like this chair, reaches down by the fire pit with his phone and takes a picture. And I just looked at my wife and I said, the phone's going to ring. Watch. Like, they're going to call Airbnb. And then another little girl ran out, took another picture of the fire pit. I'm like, all right, cool. Here we go. So they called Airbnb and tried to get reimbursement for the amenity not working. Granted, it was a brand new listing. They already got a 20% discount, and they sat there, constantly broke the house rules. So I was just like, I was telling my wife, like, fuck it, let's just do what we gotta do. So told Airbnb that they broke all these rules. Here's all the videos, these things. We could have kicked them out, this and that. And then we're like, oh yeah, the key is inside the kitchen drawer for the fire pit. Mind you, I have no idea where the fucking key is, but I'm like, yeah, it's in the drawer. There's like 50 of them. Look at one of them. So they had denied it initially. Then the guests had sent pictures of 2 drawers in the kitchen, didn't have a key in it. I'm like, okay, well, there's like 50 drawers. So I said, okay, I told my wife, I said, you know what? They're terrible guests. Fuck this. Let's drive out there. We'll stop at the store. We'll go buy a key. We'll put it in the drawer. And we'll take a picture of it in the drawer. So that's what I did. We went to Home Depot. We bought a fucking key for the fire pit and took a picture of it in the drawer. Sent it to Airbnb and they're like, oh, okay, well, this is closed. No big deal. Everything's all good. The house, they didn't really trash the house. It was just filthy. I mean, fucking sticky shit all over the floors, all over the fridge, all over the counters. There was like a pile of burnt hookah outside on the patio, and just like, it looked like somebody had lived there for a month. Like, that's how dirty it was. That was pretty much it. It wasn't like nothing was destroyed or broken. But really, since like they were trying to play a game, it was like, fuck it. They were just going to play a game back. And that correlates to the tip. The tip really is just to make sure you know how to operate your amenities. Make sure you pay attention to that. Make sure you pay attention if there's a key for the amenity or something special for the amenity. You know where it is, where it's located. I failed that. And I have a thorough onboarding sheet. I take down serial numbers and all kinds of crazy shit. And I did not cross my mind to think about a key for a fire pit. So another tip of the week is, when your renters try to gaslight you, gaslight them back. Go buy a key, put it in a drawer, take a picture. That was a joke. Don't get offended. If you get offended, I don't really care. Do something else. So yeah, there's that. And then I have one other tip that I'll give you that's happened to me recently, which is probably the craziest thing. So really, this is just story time and with little tips in there. So if you'd like to hear my little stories, so we have a different house, and we had a cleaner a backup cleaner, right? She was a backup cleaner. We called her and had her go clean the house on Easter. My other cleaner, great cleaner, does a great job. She'll do maintenance when they're there, like all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, cool, no problem. If I don't have to call her out, if she's going there anyway, they'll do whatever I need. Like, her husband's going to go replace a part in the dishwasher for me. Like, they'll do whatever we need. But they don't work holidays. They don't. It's probably very rare for a lot of cleaners not to work holidays. She'll work holidays, but you got to pay her double, like time and a half. Like, if your cleaning fee's $200, you got to pay her $300. Ain't no way for me to charge for that, right? So, and I'm not taking a loss on that. So we had this backup cleaner clean the house. Cool, fine, dandy, whatever. New guest check in, no problem, no issue, 5-star review. And she was texting us like, oh, when's the next clean? When's the next clean? Oh, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. You're the backup. We'll let you know. So this guest checks out, and it's like 12 o'clock, and I get a notification. And I'm like, oh, yeah, the cleaner must be there. Cool, whatever. So then probably like 30 minutes later, my main cleaner texts in a group text to me and my wife, and she said, I don't know what she said. She just said something like, oh, hey, the girls are running behind. They'll be there in like an hour. They'll get it ready by 4. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then I texted my wife and I said, okay, well, if she's not fucking there, who is there? Like, who's at the house right now cleaning the house? Who's at the house? Like, what? So I went and pulled up the door lock, and the code been used. I was like, that's weird. It was my code. So beforehand, when this backup cleaner came, I had put a code in the door lock for her. The last 4 digits of her cell phone number, right? She couldn't get it to work. For some reason, she couldn't get it to work. It wouldn't work. So I gave her my door code, which is the last 4 digits of my cell phone number. We don't use that cell phone number to communicate, but I mean, my personal cell phone number, not the business one. And so I gave her that code. So when it came time, I was like, okay, let me pull the door lock first and see whose code got put in. So I looked at the door lock and it said, I opened the door. And I was like, fuck. So then I look at the cameras and it's a lady and a man. And, you know, they look really similar to my main cleaners. Like, you know, especially from the Ring camera, it pretty much looks like the same, about the same height, same weight, both of them, wife and husband. So I was like, okay, so that's weird. So we're sitting there talking about it. Me and my wife are texting back and forth. I think she was at work and I was driving home. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So is it the cleaner that's there or what? And then we get a text, like, because we're sitting here trying to figure out what we're going to do. We're going to drive over there. What are we going to do? How are we going to handle that? Because we had about an hour till the other cleaner came. So like 45 minutes later, the backup cleaner texts and goes, house clean, all good, and says 428. This just happened on like 28th of April. So she's like, all good, house clean, 428. And we're like, how the fuck, like, did you know? Like, so I canceled the other cleaner, right? Had to cancel the other cleaner, but we're like, how did you know? We don't share anything with her. No, not we text her. This cleaner's texted. She's not connected to anything. She's not connected to Resort Clean or connected to the PMS or connected to anything. So we're like, what the fuck? So this broad, at least from what I could tell, went and looked for the listing on Airbnb and then sat there and looked at the calendar. Then she left her house, went to the house and cleaned the house on checkout, even though I never told her to clean it. So it's like, okay. So then we're talking like, all right, we got to pay a trip fee to the other cleaner anyway, because the other people drove all the way there. By the time we got to figure it out, her crew was showing up. So we're like, okay, we got to pay a trip fee anyway. Before we pay this person that came and cleaned the house without authorization, let's have the other cleaner go check because she's super thorough. So we had her go the next day. We had told the backup cleaner, like, hey, you took the linens home with you to wash? And she's like, yes. We're like, okay, you want payment? You drop off the linens tomorrow, and we'll deal with it then. So we had the other cleaner go over there, do inventory and all this stuff. And she's just sending picture after picture after picture after picture of stuff. There's like a maxi pad under the bed, all kinds of dirty shit, like just stuff everywhere. The bed's not really made nice. Like the towels aren't displayed, like nothing. Like it's like she did. And this cleaner used to work for Vacasa. So she pretty much did like a Vacasa to clean. It's pretty much what she did, like a little wipe through and boom, 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 bang, boom, boom, done. But she did a shitty job, a terrible job. And we had somebody checking in like 3 days later, I guess. So then I had to pay my main cleaner to go to the house, inventory. I don't even know how much I owe her. I don't know, honestly. She hasn't sent me a bill yet. To go inventory the whole house again, fucking clean the whole house again, spot treat all the linens because the other lady was like, I can't get the stains out. Somebody puked on the towel and somebody puked on the sheet and I can't get the stain out. Okay, I don't know how you can't get puke out, but all right, weird. So we had to have her spot treat everything, had to have her inventory everything, ever check the controllers and all kinds of crazy shit. Just do, pretty much just go through everything all over again. And yeah, so this cleaner just showed up and she just cleaned the house like it was her job. And well, she didn't really clean the house. So yeah, so that's a mistake. So don't delete your door codes. I'll tell you that. Doesn't really matter who they are. Just delete the door code or put it timed. I always would put my cleaners all the time, like the codes on all the time for my cleaners. And I just do that because a lot of cleaners that I have, they'll do like maintenance. They'll like go and help me out and do other things. Change batteries, AC filters, whatever. So I just leave the code always on. Like, why would I put a timed code on that, right? If it's a guest, it'll be timed, obviously, and it's checkout time. Your code doesn't work, but the cleaner I don't, and I would never have thought in a million fucking years that some random cleaner would just get up out of her house, drive over to her house, and go clean it. And we never even said anything to her. So that's some crazy ass shit. So between making sure you know how to work your amenities, by the way, when she asked me how to work it, I just hit the AI button on Hospitable and it kind of just told her how to work a fire pit. I don't even know if it was the real directions or not. Airbnb was like, I saw that you were trying to help her. So that's good. That's good. Because we had tried to help her like 3 different times. Unbeknownst to us, we didn't know if we were fucking right. We never even looked at the fire pit. It even got to the point to where like she's asking about the key, and I text the photographer, and this is hilarious too. I text the photographer and I was like, hey, Mark. I use a guy named Mark McKinney. Anywhere in Texas, pretty much the whole, South Houston, Galveston, Crystal Beach. It pretty much go anywhere. So I use a guy named Mark McKinney, and shout out to McKinney Images. But I texted him and I said, Mark, dude, where the fuck is that fire pit key? Like, you turned it on for the photos. And he's like, it's Photoshop, bro. And I'm like, fuck, of course it's Photoshop. Why would it be Photoshop? But I'm like, and then I text him back like, why didn't you Photoshop a bigger flame? Because it looks like a normal little tiny fire pit. You should have made that shit good, big, if you're going to do all that work. So yeah, that's my tip of the week, my tips of the week, and my little stories and debacles that I've had in this is the last 2 weeks, pretty much. Like, just stupid shit has happened. So make sure you know your amenities and how to work them. So I'm going to add that to my checklist. I do have the amenities on my checklist, but I didn't think of, let me get directions or find the key to the fire pit. Generally never dealt with gas fire pits. It was normally like, propane or firewood, right? Not hard plumbed gas pits. So yeah, get your key, check your amenities, check your cleaners, like delete the codes, make sure they don't do some crazy ex-girlfriend shit and show up at your house and clean your house without your permission. So yeah, that's my tip. And I appreciate everybody listening, and sorry if I bored you with my stories. We need to put an episode this Wednesday. We got really back behind. We got a ton of other people that we're going to record with starting next week, or this week now. Today's actually Monday. This will drop on Wednesday. So we got a lot of big names coming. It'll be exciting. If you need anything of us, you can just reach out, hit us up, info.cohostbros.com. Yeah, like, subscribe, share. And if you think this story sucked, just DM me and say, Matt, your story sucks. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I'll take it with a grain of salt, and I'll probably tell you something else back. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. I really appreciate it. And we hope to, entertain you soon. All right. Peace. Hey, look, you have a crazy story about your guest, or a crazy story about anything with your business, or how you lost a ton of money, or any kind of story that you think is going to be valuable, hit me up, DM me on Facebook or Instagram, and let's connect, or send us an email, info.cohostbros.com. I'm working on a new little segment. I want 15 minutes of your time. I want a story that can keep everybody engaged, tell everybody what's going on, and hopefully we can all learn from each other's mistakes, or just whatever. Like, anything that happens. So hit us up, info.cohostbros.com, or just DM me, Facebook, Instagram, because I want to get you on the show for a new segment that we're trying to do. And I'm trying to get it booked out. So I appreciate y'all listening, and make sure you share the show.